welcome to another session here with us at Mathematics Resource Center. And today we'll be looking at the topic multiplying algebraic terms. Alright, let's go. Alright, so here we have our example, and over here we have your turn. So that means I'm working the your examples and you're doing the your turn. Right? So I'm going to go through the first example, and I have 3 times 2x. We're multiplying algebraic terms. The numbers, we're going to do it just the same, and then we're just going to be like putting on our variables, adding them on. Alright, so I'm going to say 3 times 2, and that is 6, and this x just go there, so I have 6x. Alright, let me just write with a red pen instead. Alright, so 3 times 2 is 6, and that is 6x. Alright, so that's the first one. Let's go with the second one now, right? And for the second one, I'm going to say 2 times 5. So I have 2y times 5. I say 2 times 5, that's 10. And this y goes right there. So 2y times 5 is 10y. Alright? In other words, what you're doing is that you have 2y plus 2y plus 2y plus 2y plus 2y. So that's what you actually have. 2y 5 times, and that is 2y plus 2y, so 2 corner plus 2 corner plus 2 corner, 2 corner plus 2 corner equals 10 pounds of yam. Alright, so that's what you're actually doing. Alright, so we have 10y, right? And then we go with the next one now. We have 7m times 4m. 7 times 4, that is 28. And then we're going to say m times m. M times m is m squared. If it's x times x, it's x squared. Y times y, y squared. N times n squared. R times r squared. Double times double, n squared. Math times math squared. Alright, so you get the idea. So let's go with number 4. So we have 9xy squared times 2xy, b to the 3rd power. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to multiply the numbers first. So we say 9 times 2, and that is 18. So we're going to go ahead and write down our 18. Good. And then we're going to go with the x now. X times x. That's x squared. Alright? We're going to get it a little bit up. X times x, in other words, what we're actually doing is adding the powers. So the power here is 1, and the power there is 1. So if you don't see the power for the variable, the power is always 1. So what we're actually doing is that we have 1x here, and another x there. So we actually add the powers, and we're going to 2. So we're doing the y's now. We have y to the 2nd power, and y to the 1st power there. Because we don't see a power, so we know the power is always 1. Good. So we have y to the 2nd power times y to the 1st power. So we know that it's 2y there and 1y there. So we know that that is 3. In other words, you can say 2 plus 1, and that gives you 3. Alright? So when you're multiplying the variables, what you're actually doing is adding the powers. So when you're multiplying variables, the powers are affected. Alright? So we'll go with the next part, and it's b. We don't have any b there. We only have it there, so we're just going to write it down as it is. And that's b to the 3rd power. So let me just run through this one quickly and make sure that you get it. Alright? So it's 9 times 2, 18. X to the 1st power. How I know it's the 1st power? There's no power there, so the power is always 1. So x to the 1st power times x to the 1st power. So we add the powers, and that gives me x to the 2nd power. That is y to the 2nd power times y to the 1st power. Right? I add the powers, and that gives me y to the 3rd power. Because we're multiplying, so that means we're adding the powers. Alright? And then we have b to the 3rd power here only, so we'll put it there. Alright? And that's it. Let's go with the last one now. Alright? So the last one is 12ab to the 5th, c to the 4th times a to the 6th, b to the 1st power, c to the 3rd power. Alright, so let me just put in the powers that you can see them clearly. So there weren't any powers there. And since there's no power there, I put the power is 1. Because the power is 1 when you don't see a number. It might look as if there's no power, but the power is actually 1. Alright, so now we're going to say 12. What's the coefficient here? We don't see a number there, the number is 1. So 12 times 1, and that's 12. Alright? And then we're going to say a to the first power times a to the sixth power. When we multiplying, what do we do with the powers? We add them. Well done. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add. So it's a to the first power times a to the sixth power, and that's a to the seventh power. Good? Now we're going to go with a b. B to the fifth power times b to the first power. What do we do when we're multiplying the variables? What do we do with the powers? We add them. So that is 5 plus 1, and that gives me 6. And then the last part, we have c to the fourth and c to the third power. What would that be? Yes? Yes? C to the 7. How did I get c to the 7? I add the powers. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have 5 questions there. Alright, so I want you to go ahead and complete your 5 questions. Remember, you click on the link in the description below, and that will bring you directly to the answers to these 5 questions, right? And you can check here to see if what you have written down is correct. Once again, thank you for making it Mathematics Resource Center and for tuning in today to watch this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with others so that they too can learn multiplying algebraic terms. Up next, dividing algebraic terms. See you there. Bye-bye.